I'm Josh, the Director of Products and Services here at the Fractional Analyst. This is a part of a tutorial series where we walk through the Fractional Analyst's multifamily acquisition model. In this video, we'll be going over the investor report and the summary sheet. We have other videos going over the remaining sheets of the model. If you're interested in purchasing this model, or if you have any questions for us, you can visit thefractionalanalyst.com or reach out to us on one of our social media channels. The Invest Report is a qualitative overview showing return metrics, displaying pictures, and highlighting investment rationale. The summary sheet is a concise one-page quantitative overview. Let's start by going over the Invest Report sheet. As I mentioned, this is a printable output sheet focused on the qualitative aspects of the multifamily project. To start off, we can drop in pictures of our project. By default, we have 8 squares for pictures, but it's easy to remove those squares and add in 1, 2, or 4 pictures that best show the project. Next, we'll type out a paragraph highlighting the deal points and our rationale for purchasing this property. In the key metrics box, the major financial information is summarized for you automatically. And in the investment highlights box, you can add in several bullet points that give a good summary of the project. Now, you can customize the deal summary box or the investment highlight box by typing whatever information is most helpful for your summary. You could even remove them by deleting the rows that the boxes are in to simplify the investor reporting sheet. Next, we have a sample investment table. This table allows potential limited partners to visualize what their returns would be. By default, the investment amount is set to $100,000. However, you can change this to any investment size to fit the hypothetical investments of any limited partner. Note, in the return on capital section, 100% indicates the original funds have been returned, and anything beyond that shows additional distributions. For example, if the return on capital only reached a max of 90%, this indicates the investors lost 10% of their original money. At the bottom of the investor report, we have 4 different graphs that overview the annual performance of the property. These charts show the financial performance regardless of the disposition timeline, so that you can see how the performance is specific to the property. Finally, to the right of the investor report, there is an error checklist table. If any of these lines show a red false, then there is an issue with the inputs you have provided or an issue on the cash flow tab. This needs to be resolved before publishing your results. Although it is not technically an error, we have included capital calls on this table. If the inputs you have selected for debt and equity do not cover negative cash flows during operations, this cell will show a red false, meaning you would need to raise more equity post-closing. You can avoid capital calls by either increasing your debt amounts on the main input sheet or increasing your interest reserves or working capital reserves in the sources and uses sheet. That's everything for the investor report, so let's move on to the summary sheet. This sheet is meant to be a simple and concise quantitative overview of the project. It shows the general property details, the renovation details, disposition details, and the timeline of the project. One quick note, this stabilized month refers to when either all the renovations have finished or when all of the original leases have been renewed to market rent. In the return section, we show the property's unlevered return, the property's levered return, as well as the returns of the limited partners and the general partners. Lastly, we show the trending financials for the property. This shows the T12, the first year of operations, and the operations at sale. This is a fantastic way to check if your assumptions show an overly aggressive increase in year 1 and what operations have increased the value of your property. That's it for this video about the investor report and the summary sheet. As I mentioned earlier, if you have any questions or if you'd like to purchase this model, you can reach out to us by visiting thefractionalanalyst.com or by reaching out to us on one of our social media channels.